India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be addressing the nation. The televised address will begin at 8 p.m. local time. This will be Prime Minister Modi's first address since Indian armed forces successfully conducted the first wave of precision strikes on Pakistani terror camps under Operation-Sindoor on May 7th. The Prime Minister's statement will also come 2 days after a ceasefire agreement was announced by both nations. In a stark demonstration of military prowess, India's armed forces have showcased their superior operational readiness and technological edge during the recent Operation-Sindoor. While Pakistan retaliated with Chinese-made PL-15 missiles, these projectiles failed to hit their intended targets, underscoring the robustness of India's multi-layered air defense systems.
Shown on the screen is the probable enemy PL-15 missile, which is of Chinese origin. This missile has missed its target, and you can see the pieces now which are available with us. Another weapon system or weapon which was found was the long-range rocket, the pieces of which you can now see on the screen. We have talked about the loiter munitions and the unmanned aerial systems, and here are some of the glimpses of those systems which we have brought down. To your right, with the right undercarriage or the wheel, you can see is the Yeeha system, which is of Chinese origin with Pakistan.
In a joint press briefing after Operation-Sindoor, senior officers from the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force dismantled Pakistan's narrative with facts, footage, and forensic evidence. The message was unmistakable. India's air defense shield is robust, its indigenous systems are world-class, and its armed forces are fully prepared for any future operation. Joining us live on the broadcast now is Dr. S.P. Vaid.
Namaskar.
Hello, Dr. Vaid. Thank you so much for joining us. You are former DGP Jammu and Kashmir. You're joining us live from Jammu. I apologize for that slight delay in our audio. Dr. Vaid, you are in Jammu, as I mentioned, which came under repeated fire from Pakistan. Can you describe the moment right now? How are things?
See, good evening, Susan. Good evening to you and all your viewers. See, from 7th onwards, it was difficult, particularly in the evening hours. There used to be swarm of drones attack, swarm of, I think, projectiles, different kind of projectiles. Some of them missiles were coming all along this Jammu city and all along the border from Kashmir, Srinagar, Jammu, and many other towns of Jammu and Kashmir. Also in Punjab, many cities of Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat, all along 3,000 kilometers of the international boundary. So Pakistan actually launched all these attacks, but our air defense system was so effective, multi-layer air defense system, it did not allow much damage. I think 99% these attacks were prevented, excepting one odd attack, which actually with debris coming down and hitting some people. That much damage was there. But 99%, I think everyone was saved by this effective system. Much of it is Indian-made Akash system and also the Russian system. So we also had incidents of cross-border firing and shelling from the Pakistani side on many areas of the international border and line of actual control in Kashmir and in certain areas of Jammu region like Rajouri, Poonch, where we had, particularly in Poonch, we had casualties. I think about 15 of civilians were killed because we hit them about 9 locations which were terror camps. They particularly the headquarter of Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists, that is Murid Ke, and Bhabalpur, the headquarter of Jaish-e-Mohammed, Azhar Masood, you must have heard, global terrorist. So these were the headquarters of the Lashkar and Jaish, which were hit. Similar to them, about 9 such terror camps were actually destroyed by India's missile system by precision attack. But the Pakistanis actually resorted to civilian attacks, civilian killing, and targeted the army installations. After that, India gave a befitting reply, and India's, the system, it actually penetrated Pakistan's air defense system and targeted, I think, 8 to 9 air bases, and some of them in Islamabad, in the Noor Khan base of where army headquarters is there, Jacobabad, and I think 9 of them, some of them very, very virtually crippling the Pakistan's defense, communication, and the air defense system. So India's very, very effective response brought down Pakistan to its knees. So they ran towards Americans, requesting them that we should be saved from Pakistan. Pakistan should be saved from India's wrath. So that is why I'm told the Americans jumped in, and there was a negotiation between the Vice President of USA and their Secretary of State with our leadership in India and in Pakistan. And I think some kind of agreement was reached. There are reports in the media, some sections of the media, that India's Akash missile, India's Akash missile is very, very effective. BrahMos missile, I'm sorry. Akash was the air defense system. BrahMos missile actually hit Sargodha and the Noor Khan these air bases, where some of their strategic assets were located, the nuclear assets were located. I am told there were some tremors of the scale of 5 Richter scale were also felt in those areas, and there was leakage of the radiation. So some kind of help was sought from America, and an aeroplane was seen, which is actually used for detecting radiation level in these areas. So I don't know how authentic that is. I'm not a professional, but some sections of the media are reporting.
Right. That's right. That's right. We've heard that as well. My second question, and finally, is let's talk about the future, Dr. Vaid, as I have you. What's the roadmap for counterterrorism in India, as it has affirmed that no acts of terrorism will ever go unpunished?
See, Susan, the Indian government issued a notification saying we have insisted during the negotiation that any act of terror will be taken as act of war, and India reserves the right to hit back. That means the Pakistanis will have to control their terrorists. So, knowing Pakistan in last 35 years, I do not trust the Pakistani deep state. Their army and the ISI are rogue army, rogue intelligence agency. I do not trust them. My experience tells me. So I think this truce may not long last, because terrorists and this Pakistan ISI and the army rogue elements will not stop from doing terror incidents. And India has made it very clear, if you resort one more incident like Pahalgam or Pulwama, any terror act will be taken as act of war, so India will hit back. So I think Pakistan will have to change its policy of Ghazwa-e-Hind, the jihad, which is their motto, bleed India by thousand cut. That Pakistan will have to change. Otherwise, if it continues with the same policy, then I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, we'll have to watch
permanent
very
peace
closely
will
and
not.
see whether those changes do indeed actually happen. Dr. S.P. Vaid, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I have to go. Thank you so much for that thorough analysis. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.
Thank you.